Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
He's got a very large ego, you may have to stroke it.
Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen.
Good afternoon.
My lord, that'll have to do, I suppose. What we have here before you is justice of the 13th century, law and order, which demonstrates how disputes are resolved and how the law is, of course, completely fair in an age of I've got a sword, bend over and give me your money. Though I jest and though the law may be unfair, the 12th and 13th centuries gave us a lot of the structures of law and order that is still in use in the 21st century. For example, we have a jury of 12 peers. Ideally, 12 knights of the Shire to know all the people, the goings-on, and the facts of the place. But any 12 good, free, and lawful knowledgeable men, and in some cases women, are acceptable.
Oh, come back.
The justices are there simply to decide on the sentence. They are travellers, roamers around the shires, meeting each county maybe once a month or so, to hear the cases, resolve things, and more importantly, collect the legal fees, fines. So, without further ado, we shall see what justice truly means in the 13th century. Well?
Apologies, my lord.
We need to pay the bailiffs more.
I think we pay them too much.
Then we need to beat them more.
Fine. I'll arrange it later. My lord, the first case, the night watchman has brought in two men and a woman who were caught in a graveyard at midnight with this axe.
Fine. Your names for the court, you.
Edward. Theobald.
Very well. Jury, are these people known to you?
My lord, that is the woodcutter's wife and his two apprentices. The woodcutter's a good man, his wife is a good lady. The two apprentices are new, but
Very
beyond
well.
that, of sound character thus far, my lord.
So, woodcutter's wife and two apprentices. What's the problem?
My lord, these three deviant individuals are caught at midnight in the graveyard with this poleaxe.
So, what were they doing in the graveyard with the poleaxe?
They're resisting arrest.
What are you trying to arrest them for that they can resist?
Well, they're clearly up to something. Why do they have a poleaxe in a
Watchman,
graveyard?
what's your name?
Maurice,
They're
And what lord
woodsmen!
do you serve?
well, Chester.
So the Lord of Chester, does his captain of the guard pay you to be a drunkard or an imbecile?
Neither.
Well, he seems to be both at this point.
Let's just bring us back. So you found these three people
Yes, my lord.
in a graveyard, which the graveyards are public space, are they not?
Entirely free access to free men. Free women.
In a public space
Yes, my lord.
at midnight.
Yes.
There's no curfew in place, as far as I'm aware.
There has been no curfew put in place, though. Why would good men and women be in a graveyard at midnight, I must still ask?
Why indeed?
Clause 39 and 40 of the Magna Carte clearly state a man must be arrested for a crime and cannot just be arrested, my lord.
But clearly they have been...
They haven't committed a crime, though. They have been falsely arrested.
Are you telling me there's nothing suspicious about these three? Two burly men and a young, innocent-looking woman with an axe in a graveyard in the middle of the night?
My lord, being suspicious is not a crime. Otherwise, the jury, yourself, and this audience would be up and being arrested.
What about this odd staining? Why are they carrying a 6-foot war axe through this graveyard, may I ask?
Are you telling us this is a woodsman's tool?
Yes, my lord.
Right, look. This may sound like a strange question. I'm feeling I know the answer. Have any of you three committed a crime for which you suspect you may have been incarcerated?
No, my lord.
Well, there's a surprise. Watchman!
Yes, my lord.
For the final time, please make me a happy man and tell me exactly which crime these three have committed.
My lord, they were clearly about to commit a crime.
But they haven't committed a crime!
My lord, what else are they doing with an axe in the graveyard at midnight?
We'd know if you'd waited!
As it is, they've committed no crime. There can be no punishment, no imprisonment, no sentencing. These three lovely, innocent people are going to go about doing whatever shifty things they're doing, and we can't stop them. However, I can stop this happening again. You three, get out. You!
Yes, my lord.
How long have you been a watchman? How long have you been a watchman?
3 months, my lord.
3 months? You ought to know better than that. How much are you paid?
Not enough, my lord.
Answer the question properly!
How much are you paid?
Like every other soldier, my lord.
I can't hear you!
Louder!
Like every other soldier, my lord.
Soldier. I don't know how much the Lord pays his men.
That
For
is...
some, too much. Clearly.
That's at least tuppence a day, which is extortionate for such incompetence! So, to correct for your mistakes, you shall resign this lucrative job wherein you just accost people in the middle of the night like some vagabond, and you shall repay all 3 months' wages to the court for your incompetence. You will stand surety for this fine, and you are not to leave the Shire. Is that clear? Once the fee is paid, I never ever want to see you again. Get out!
Justice!
You're always milking my coins.
My lord, would you like me to bring in the next case?
No, we just want to sit here and waste our time! Who pays people around here?
I believe you do, my lord.
That explains a lot.
Your fault!
Mine? What did I do?
Fine! 2 pence!
My lord.
4!
My lord, our next case,
Bring it out.
caught stealing bread.
Oh, left! Take the hand!
Down.
Take a hand.
We're here for a reason. Name for the court! Your name!
You're right.
Hang in these Welshmen.
Let me just check. G'day, Shannon Saisnick? Why not? Speak.
Yes, my lord.
Okay, that's fine. As long as you can understand the language of the court, it saves me beating you tongue into your head. Why is he here? Oh, stealing a loaf of bread. Fantastic.
And being Welsh.
That's not actually it. Never mind. Jury! What happened? Who is he?
I recognise this man. He came through my village begging food for shelter and was moved on.
Vagrants moved on. Lovely. Anything else?
My lord, he was also coming from my village. He was begging for coins. We didn't give him any because we get many beggars around, but they just go and waste it on drinks and things.
And this is a different village to...
Different village. My village is on the border with England and Wales. It's in Wales now.
Fine. Does anyone else have anything to add?
Yes, my lord. He came through my village, and then he stole the bread for my men. Under their nose.
Well, this seems nice and clear-cut. You're a vagrant, a penniless little urchin. Time to hang the thief!
Regrettably, my lord, that's not the case.
What do you mean?
Well, he's a Welshman. We can't try him under English law. Magna Carte guarantees it. All bars, laws, stand.
My lord, he is right. Clause 56 of Magna Carte states...
And how the goods law says that any man who's been turned away...
I know the law, German.
Very well, my lord.
An Englishman must be tried by English law. Man of the marches by March law. A Welshman by Welsh law. And as the correct juryman pointed out, if a Welshman passes through 3 villages, he may steal to stay alive in the 3rd.
That does sound very Welsh.
It's indeed a Welsh law, but he is a Welshman.
English law for Englishmen, Welsh law for Welshmen. Get out my court before I break your knees.
Come on,
Get out!
you got off.
Get a civil tongue while you're about it.
I shall bring the next case, my lord.
Yes!
That's why we are here, my lord. To dispense justice.
We this case, so a woman is accusing her brother of forcing her into marriage. Come on.
Forcing is a strong word, my lords.
Before we get anywhere with your swagger, introduce yourselves to the court.
I am Sir Pierre de Blomville from Salford.
Salford Knight.
I my lord.
Better than any other borough. You?
Me, my lord, I am from a fair town up north. Thomas of Sunderland.
You're worse than the Welshman. Salford Knight, a man from Sunderland. This is getting worse. And you, my lady?
Edith Denard. My husband has recently passed, and my brother thinks his wife just married out.
You see, so, jury, before these swaggering peacocks start bragging again, that smirk makes me want to hurt you. Do you know these people?
Bailiff, move.
My lord, I know this fine lady. Her husband recently fell, of which she is very bereaved. And you cannot force a woman to marry without her consent. I know this.
Here.
My lord, I entered into a fair contract under English law, mind you, for this man to pay a dowry and marry my sister.
You cannot sell your sister, my lord.
I am not selling
Stop
my
the
sister.
shrill wailing coming from the jury. It hurts.
My lord, don't pains me to say, the fair woman is quite correct.
If my sister does not wish to marry this man, fine.
So, what is the issue here?
Very, very far. This man wants his money back that he gave to me in good faith just because he's too illiterate to read a marriage contract. Come a very long way. Mind you, he is from Sunderland. So.
My lord, I know I've raised it a few times.
You say Magna Carte.
But unfortunately, Clause 8 of Magna Carte states, a widow cannot be forced to marry against her consent. Right.
Marriage in this kingdom is solely conceived by express consent of the 2 parties. You, Sunderland fop.
Yes?
Do you consent to marriage?
I indeed consent, yes.
My lady, do you consent to marriage to this swaggering bluebird? Well, no marriage. However, I suggest you should have found that out before parting with your coin.
Egregious.
You can bear the full brunt of the fine for this case coming to us for knowingly misleading a man who clearly deserves to be misled, but robbing him of his coin.
My lord, I've already spent the coin.
Well, you'd better raise it quickly. You shall pay the court 1 shilling 6pence for such a flagrant abuse of the liberties of your widows. You are not to leave the town until this is paid, and if any of the guards see you anywhere near the gates, I'll take your feet as a down payment. You get out.
My lords.
You have wasted plenty of time and have attempted to abuse the liberties of this good woman. You shall pay 5pence to the court. You shall not leave the Shire until it is paid. Go!
I'm making my way home. That's a lot of money! Get out!
My lady, are you satisfied with the resolution? Very well, you may leave. A comment sounds very wise, just as soon as you paid your fees to the court of 2pence.
Mere handling fees. Well done, my lady.
Are we finished yet?
My lords, that was the last case for today, my lord.
Hey!
Good! Jury.
Go, Lord. Lord, go before we decide to fine you as well.
My lord. 6 minutes. Go.
As